She was an actress with big potential. Then Brittany Murphy died young.
She's a Scorpio. What else do you need to know?
I'm a double Scorpio.
Double Scorpio.
Well, now a new HBO Max documentary is looking into the star's troubled final years.
She evidently collapsed in the bathroom.
Brittany, please come back.
During a little dip she was having, he came along. And I think that's where her judgment was muddled.
Fire Department 97, what's the address of the emergency?
1895 Rising Glen Road.
And she became prey.
Simon said that he was the largest collector of Vermeer.
What's the phone number you're calling from? Tell me exactly what happened.
Oh, somebody's passed out.
Somebody what?
Dated Elle Macpherson and Madonna. He said that he had been dying from terminal brain cancer and that he had bought an experimental treatment.
My daughter's passed out. They're doing mouth to mouth. Please get here quick.
Derived from the fins of sharks. Every single word out of his mouth was a lie.
Okay. All right, we're going to. How old is your daughter?
She's 30. Please hurry.
She's 30.
We all were scared and freaked out. Like, who was this guy?
Once they got married, they were holed up in that house 24/7.
Nobody got close to her.
Last one, guys.
In a bombshell development that's shaking Hollywood to its core, actor Ashton Kutcher is now allegedly prepared to turn on music mogul Sean Diddy Combs by cooperating with federal authorities in connection to the mysterious and controversial death of actress Brittany Murphy. Once close friends with Diddy, Kutcher's sudden shift has sparked widespread speculation, especially amid the growing number of lawsuits and criminal allegations stacking up against the Bad Boy Records founder. Kutcher and Diddy's friendship dates back to the early 2000s, rooted in their unlikely bond over Kutcher's prank show Punk'd. However, with Diddy now facing federal charges related to trafficking, racketeering, and forced labor, Kutcher's rumored willingness to testify has intensified public scrutiny. Allegedly, Kutcher holds key information linking Diddy to not only illegal activities, but also possible involvement in Brittany's unexplained demise, marking a dramatic turn in what many now consider one of Hollywood's darkest unsolved cases. Brittany Murphy's tragic decline began following her involvement with British screenwriter Simon Monjack, a man whose outlandish lies and manipulative behavior isolated her from friends and family. Murphy, once a promising young actress known for roles in Clueless and 8 Mile, became increasingly reclusive after marrying Monjack, who falsely claimed to be terminally ill and in possession of miracle shark fin treatments. Friends of Brittany noted her paranoia and fear in the months leading to her death, with disturbing claims that she believed she was being watched and poisoned. As her behavior grew more erratic, Monjack exerted more control, keeping her confined inside their Hollywood Hills home, away from any outside influence. The suspicious circumstances surrounding their relationship and Brittany's deteriorating condition now serve as crucial threads in unraveling what may have really happened to her. As Diddy's legal troubles continue to snowball, his past associations are coming under renewed investigation, with public interest zeroing in on his connection to Brittany Murphy. Federal agents and pop culture watchdogs alike are reassessing every known associate, especially those with ties to victims of suspicious deaths. Brittany's name has resurfaced, not just because of her untimely passing in 2009, but due to the startling similarities between her death and that of Kim Porter, Diddy's ex and mother of 3 of his children, who also died suddenly of lobar pneumonia. The eerie coincidence of both women reportedly expressing fear for their lives shortly before dying, and both having pneumonia listed as the cause, has raised eyebrows. With Kutcher reportedly sharing evidence with authorities, some believe that these deaths may be part of a broader, more sinister pattern connected to Diddy's alleged exploitation and silencing of insiders who knew too much. The official story declared that Brittany Murphy died from pneumonia, anemia, and drug intoxication, yet many in Hollywood never accepted that narrative. Reports reveal that Brittany collapsed in the bathroom of her home, which she shared with both her husband and her mother, Sharon Murphy. The 911 call made by her distraught mother captured the chaos and desperation of the moment, But what followed was a series of evasions and deflections. The coroner initially refused to reveal which substances were in Brittany's system, and when they finally did, the explanation seemed oddly simplistic given Brittany's documented paranoia and claims that someone was out to get her. Her mother and husband both minimized concerns and insisted she didn't drink or use drugs, an assertion contradicted by friends and independent toxicology findings. The gaps in the official explanation continue to haunt those seeking truth. Even more chilling, just 5 months after Brittany's death, Simon Monjack died in the same house from the same combination of pneumonia and anemia. This mirror image tragedy only deepened suspicions, especially since both had shown signs of distress and isolation before their deaths. Monjack's history of fraud, manipulation, and delusion, such as telling stories about dating Madonna and having terminal brain cancer, added layers of doubt. Many believe he may have been a pawn in a larger cover-up, or worse, a willing participant. Sharon Murphy, who had also been living in the house, did little to pursue answers. She even supported Simon's wild explanations and eventually sold the house without demanding further investigation. For many, the silence from Brittany's inner circle spoke volumes, reinforcing suspicions of foul play and concealment. Brittany's father, Angelo Bertolotti, refused to accept the coroner's findings and launched his own investigation. What he uncovered sent shockwaves through the public. His privately commissioned toxicology report found alarmingly high levels of heavy metals in Brittany's hair, substances commonly found in rat poison and insecticides. Bertolotti believed his daughter had been deliberately poisoned. More damning was the fact that the original autopsy hadn't tested for poisoning at all, simply because it wasn't suggested. Despite Brittany reportedly voicing fears that she was being poisoned, no effort was made to investigate that angle. The discovery of these toxins reignited calls to reopen the case, especially considering the context of Diddy's recent legal troubles and Ashton Kutcher's potential testimony, which may confirm that Brittany had knowledge of illicit activity. Public suspicion of Brittany's mother, Sharon, intensified after rumors surfaced that her relationship with Simon Monjack had become strangely intimate following Brittany's death. Some claimed that they acted more like a couple than grieving in-laws. Sharon, despite claiming to be close to her daughter, never pushed for deeper investigation and allowed the mold theory, originally blamed for Brittany's illness, to quietly fade away. Her quick decision to sell the house and avoid further public questioning left many unsettled. For those following the case closely, Sharon's actions seemed less about grieving and more about moving on without answers. If Brittany truly had been poisoned, then Sharon's reluctance to pursue justice appears damning, especially when coupled with the claims that she and Simon blocked toxic mold inspections and avoided independent oversight. Hollywood insiders now speculate that Brittany Murphy may have been targeted because she refused to play along with the dark underbelly of celebrity life. Allegedly, she rejected advances to participate in the same hedonistic freak-off parties that Diddy is now infamous for. These elite, high-security gatherings were reportedly the scenes of exploitation, coercion, and criminal behavior. Brittany, already becoming more reclusive and distrustful of the industry, may have come into possession of evidence that would have implicated powerful figures, including Diddy. Given the fate of Kim Porter and Brittany's own foreboding remarks to friends, it's not far-fetched to suggest that she was silenced to keep damning secrets buried. With the FBI reportedly reopening inquiries, this theory gains more traction every day. Ashton Kutcher's past relationship with Brittany Murphy also fuels speculation. The two dated after filming Just Married in 2002, and there were rumors they were engaged before their sudden split. Allegedly, Kutcher ended things after cheating with Demi Moore, who also had rumored ties to Diddy's parties. The timing was suspicious. Kutcher went public with Demi immediately after Brittany. Now, some suspect that Brittany may have confided in Kutcher about disturbing things she had seen or known. If that's the case, Ashton's decision to cooperate with authorities may not just be about protecting himself, but finally doing right by Brittany. His willingness to speak could validate years of suspicions about the Hollywood elite's darkest secrets. Now, as public demand for justice grows louder, more victims are speaking out, and Hollywood's facade continues to crumble. Brittany's story is no longer being seen as a standalone tragedy, but rather a symptom of a much larger, much more sinister culture of silence, manipulation, and power abuse. The comparisons between her case and that of Kim Porter, the toxic environment surrounding Diddy, and the sudden deaths that always seem to follow allegations are too consistent to ignore. If Ashton Kutcher does indeed provide evidence connecting Diddy to Brittany's death, it could reopen the investigation and blow the lid off years of alleged cover-ups. One thing is clear, this is no longer just about celebrity gossip. It's about uncovering a deeply rooted system of control, silence, and fear that cost Brittany Murphy her life.